Alright, there we go. We're up and running well. So tonight I am gonna finish the hopefully finish the case mod I was working on, or started working on last week. I originally cut out the front of the case here, the Fractal Design Mini C, a MATX case. So originally I ended up getting I had some acrylic. And I had some mirror window tint that I applied to a couple pieces of acrylic, as well as one with some just black backing here. Wasn't very happy with the way the mirror finish turned out at all, so I ended up going online and ordering from Tap Plastics some of their one-way mirror acrylic, as well as their actual mirror finish acrylic. So for the mirror side, I got 1/4 inch. For the one-way mirror side, I got the just 1/8 inch. So about $40 shipped, something like that. Not too bad. So I have the one-way mirror side. So what that will hopefully do is allow light in one way, but not the other. And you can can't really tell on here, but you can tell which side is which by putting your finger up, your fingertip up to it, and then you can tell this for like all one-way glass. If the side that I'm putting my finger up to, it's touching. You can see it touching the mirror side. If I flip it over here and do it on the other side, and there's a gap there. Oh, got so the side with the gap is going to be the front of the infinity mirror. I'm going to set this down right here, and as such, since I had it cut by them, it actually fits in there really nicely. I've got no wiggle room from side to side. I have a little bit up and down, but I was off by about not even an eighth of an inch, maybe like a 16th. But either way, worked pretty well there. So I'm going to remove the backing from this side. This is the mirror side. And I have a couple pieces of acrylic here that I cut to size that I wanted. Basically what I'm going to be doing is using these LED lights here. Once I get this shape set, I'm going to be attaching these LED strips to these strips of acrylic, and then the mirror is going to go on top this way to complete the design. So I'm going to start by just attaching the mirror to the front of the case. I'm hoping that hot glue will just do the trick here. I'm just going to start by doing a couple spots. Be very careful not to get any glue across the mirror, because it's going to be really hard to fix that if I do. I'm also not sure how the mirror is going to react if I get it too hot. I'm trying not to keep the tip of the glue gun too close to the mirror finish. Now I'm going to finish sealing off each side. So I'm just going to go a little bit over the top of the mirror side on the top and bottom, just because I have a little bit more leeway. Side to side, I don't have much room between the sides and where the lights are going to go. But on the top and bottom, I do. Alright, so that seems to be holding it in place all right. So that's the start of the mirror side. I think I need a bit more hot glue. Now I'm going to do each of the other two sides. I use a bit more glue than I would if I could actually get in at a good angle. I have to kind of go in from the opposite side than I should be. trying to drape the glue along the side. So once it kind of slides down the side of the acrylic, while at the same time making it all the way down to the plastic for the front of the case. That should do it for that side. Already starting to cool off on the side I started on. I think it'll be easier to do it the way I did it the first time. Got a fingerprint on. Want to be careful not to touch this side because it's going to be completely sealed in. Any imperfections will show a lot better than what I want it to show. Alright, just gonna get this last side done. Almost done with the stage. Alright. I think that should do it. That should kind of help hold it in place, which it has nicely. So, flip it around a bit, show off the front of it here. Now, I'm going to start attaching the sides. Oh, fingerprints on this side. Luckily it's in a spot that's not going to be seen, so I'm not too worried about it. So the sides that I cut out of acrylic, these the two sides are the same, and then for the top and bottom I have one that I just cut just a little bit shorter than one side than the other, and that's so on the bottom the LEDs can pass through the wiring, so that way I can wire this up to the rest of the controller I have to control the LEDs. So I guess I should start with the sides here first. And it's going to be that's going to be a bit more difficult to keep in place than the first window part is. I guess I'm just going to do like a quick spot there. Wait for it to dry for a moment. Just going to hold. There. Try and have it as vertical as I can. And run over here. Start with. The reason I chose this case versus a lot of other cases that I went through is with the amount of ventilation on the side. I'm hoping that I can still get quite a bit of airflow in past all of this. There's a significant amount of space on all sides for air to get in through the past the mirror. One is larger than that one is. Okay. Go up at the top and right here. I'm going to line this up kind of the top of the opening. Give me just a little bit of spacing. Probably not showing up at all on camera, but go ahead and glue that down. I think it might be a little bit. Let me just double check it. Keeps moving. A little bit more up. Good. But wait for that quick spot to dry up, so that way I can use the side. I can then go along a little bit more of the left side, get that side done as well. Now I'm going to do a couple spots on this side. Alright, pretty happy with that side as well. Good, even with everything, I still have a bit of a gap there for LEDs to go through. Okay, I'm gonna go through and just get this looking a bit, or getting this a little bit more firmly put in. I run the hot glue down the sides, kind of right around where every support is on the case. Okay, on this, the top and bottom, I can just go straight on across. I'm hoping that that top side kind of improves a bit with when I put the mirror side on. because as this is going to be an infinity mirror, every mistake is going to be multiplied by infinity. Well, every visible mistake. Right. I'm going to unravel some of my LEDs here. Whenever I'm cutting into my LEDs, I always unravel the whole thing and cut off the end. Just because a lot of times when I'm doing different tests, I just connect it to connector I have here, and this is one way. So if I cut off from this side, I have to redo the connection. I can't start on this side. So let's get an idea of how much I'm gonna need. So onto this LED once. Twice. And from there to go one extra here, and from here on over. So, and I'm going to cut a few extra. Thought I had my scissors over here. One moment, let me grab those. So this should be enough to do what I want with it. So I'm just going to rewrap these around this wheel. Now I'm going to try and get some of this teething off. I just pull onto one side and just kind of pull it gently. Just to kind of get it started. There we go. All right. Now, this is directional, so I'm going to make sure that this is going to be the back side, this is going to be the window side of the case, so I want it this side like so. But the LEDs, since they're addressable LEDs, there is one way that the LEDs go. So I have to make sure that when I connect my connector piece, when I solder that on, it's got to be on this side here. So, let's see how this is going to turn out as far as the bends go. I'm just going to be using double-sided tape to mount this. Let me grab 2 LEDs here. And it right there. Okay, right there. I'm going to go grab my double-sided tape. I had it over here a moment ago. There it is. So for this, I'm going to be using some 3M. It says item. It's a VHB tape, but it's supposed to be pretty good stuff. Keep things sticking to it pretty well. And I'm going to try and get this centered, because the more centered the LEDs are going to be on this, the better the effect. Actually, might have been worth doing this first before attaching it. Before attaching the side acrylic to these pieces. I'll cut off a little bit of what I had on the edge there. I think that looks a little bit better. Push down on this one time, then go to the next side. Like pretty well. Once again, trying to just get it kind of centered on here. Give you an idea, all of these pieces on the sides here, I cut to 1/2 inch. The LED strip is about, I think, about 1 centimeter thick. So by going half an inch, I give myself kind of a little bit more room. I'll be doing one more mod in a little bit, using these. Got a female end, or male end, male end SATA power connector. Gonna crimp, replacing a Molex connector on my NZXT-Q. I don't know why they still use Molex these days. I have like one Molex connector in the entire thing and several SATA, so I figured might as well just use only SATA instead of having that one Molex cable. Oh, actually, before I get this on, and you'll get the final piece on here, since it's going to determine how long that cable that side is. About there, I'm thinking. Pretty good. Gotta wait for that to cool off a bit. This side, I can just go ahead and go across the entire bottom of this piece. Get it nice and secured in. Go. Happy about that, at least until I have to remove that piece of tape. That's not going to be fun. Let's get this last piece of tape on, or the last long piece of tape, then we have one more short one to do. So, from here, there. And just need one more piece now. Alright, there you go. Give that a moment to all kind of stick pretty well. Alright, I'm just going to grab a plasm. Oh, there it is. Got some screen cleaner and a microfiber cloth. Like anything, the more time spent in prepping for the next stage, the better things look. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and attach the LEDs. Oh, in just a second, actually, I'm going to measure out one more time. Just to kind of get a general idea of what where each connector is going to go. And now I can start to remove some of this, the other side of the double-sided tape. That wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. Alright, there we go. I'm going to start from this corner. Alright, good, good. Now let's head on up into this corner. Alright, and this tape is sticking really well, so definitely shouldn't have a problem with this stuff coming undone. Hoping that I don't damage any of the LEDs removing it like that. Alright, and just gonna really quickly do a quick count of how many LEDs I have here. $59. I put that into my 59 count into my Arduino program. Number of LEDs, 59. There we go. I do wish the spacing was a little bit better for that one down there because that's going to be noticeable. But that will be okay. I still think it's going to look pretty cool. So, only have a few more things to do now. One is to attach the other mirror. Actually, while I do this, I'll get the soldering iron ready in just a moment. that should give the soldering iron a moment to kind of heat up while I do this part. This is going to be like my last chance to kind of get anything off of this that I have on here. There we go. So here's the mirror side. Sorry, kind of really reflective. So gonna just set this right on down on top of the other sections. Actually, I do have a little bit of a concern with this piece because I need it to let me measure this out before I think I've made a mistake that has to mod more. Okay, so that's gonna work okay. I get about an inch from the top of the case for where the power button goes. So that might not work though. I'm gonna have to clip off some of that plastic. Normally I would use a Dremel, but I don't really want to get a bunch of dust everywhere. I think these side cutters should work okay. All right, that should work pretty well. However, it's not going to give me much room to solder on the wires at the end. I think I'm probably going to want to just do that right now. Alright, here we go. So, grabbed a bit of a couple of things here. I had plenty of room at one point. There we go. So I have a couple of these connectors here. I got a bunch of them online. I think I got like, how many? 20 each. It's nice. They just plug right into each other. They're really great for this type of project where you have LEDs. Since I have addressable ones, they have power, ground, and data. So these 3-wire ones are the ones I went with. You can also get them in 4 and I believe 5 for roughly the same price. So just to make it look a little bit nicer, I am going to sleeve the cables. So I got some cable sleeving here. Oh, let's see, need about, I'm going to cut this a little bit short since I don't need, since I'm going to need some of it kind of exposed at the end for the, where it connects to the LEDs. To prevent this side from fraying, from just being left out in well, stuff just like that. Whenever I store this cable sleeving, I always have a little bit left. Oh, come on. Maybe I won't be able to do this part, but I slip this sleeving right onto the end here. Just kind of inch it down. Trying to move these cables over a bit so they're more kind of triangular. And I'm just going to use a little bit of heat shrink on each end. Or not. Oh well, I guess I'll have to use none. Although I don't really recommend that because this end's going to slowly fray over time. Even worse than it already has from just trying to get this heat shrink on over it. Actually, that worked. Okay. Get one more little bit here. So this way at a later time I can find a lighter that works better. Oh, there we go. Where's that other end? I'm just going to kind of touch this briefly to it, just to kind of melt the ends, that way it doesn't fray. Okay. Now I've got those all set and ready. Gonna bring on over my, I set the mirror down again. And I'm now gonna throw some, pin these ends with a little bit of solder. As well as the end of the LED strips. I think at this point I'm just most careful about not touching the plastic to it, or the soldering iron to the plastic. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and solder the red to the 5V, the green for the data input, and then the white for the ground. Not my best soldering job ever, but as long as it holds, that's all I'm looking for. So what I'll do is drill a hole in the case that this will fit through, and I'll have a way to turn these LEDs on. Actually, let's get a quick peek of what that's going to look like. You can see these LEDs are lit up. Not all of them are. Right now the controller's only programmed for I think like 20 LEDs. Either that or I broke that LED. Let me grab this. Let me program it on the other computer. This one's been giving me issues. Be right back. All right, cool. So So all the LEDs are up and running right now. And using the software I have here called, pull up where I got it from too. So I've got this LED controller here. I actually got it off of a post on the Linus Tech Tips forum. Just Googled DIY NZXT Hue. There's a post that's by Danny Boy called DIY NZXT Hue Plus, so easy anyone can do it. Update. So basically, it looks like this guy using an Arduino programmed the board and the software, and you can see the software up there right now. You can do a couple different things. First, I'm going to scan for the LEDs. In this case, case light front is what I named in the program when I named the controller. I'm going to connect, and I can now change the color of the LEDs that I want. Looks like I have the color order set. Set incorrectly though. So change it to green. See, no, we want blue, green, red, maybe. No, that's wrong. There we go. Okay, my LEDs are green, red, blue. So I can do fixed color and have it kind of fade through a couple different colors. And do a breathing effect. You can also adjust the speed of this as well, make it lower, make it go really fast. Do a color gradient. Not much of a gradient here, but actually I think it might just be colors. Yeah. And do a color rain effect. Rainbow. I know these aren't really showing up that well on camera, but I kind of see it on my rainbow chase. Let's see. Color cycle. Changes through the different colors. Set to fixed color for now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the other side of the mirror on. Connect the LEDs for a moment. Now all I have to do is glue this other panel on. I do this the same way as the other ones. Bit of glue in a couple of key spots, kind of hold it in place. Just letting it drip down the side. I'm just going to go down side since I can't really get to the bottom on this one. If I had a better way to cut the acrylic, I could trim off 5 centimeter on this one. Wasn't thinking about the fact that the I have to leave a bit up at the top here for the power button, the reset button, the USB up front. That's kind of the spot where they sit, and I have only an inch to work with. Another way you could do this is using a type of acrylic weld. There's some type of chemical you can get, some stuff that works. It basically bonds the acrylic together. My concern was I wasn't sure how that was going to react with the film on the mirror. And I didn't want it to destroy the finish. I figured hot glue would probably be the safest bet. It seems like it's working okay. Got a bunch of cat fur all over it. Alright, let's see how this turned out. turn back on the LED controller, and we got our fixed color. Go. Yep. There we go. You can see the type of effect it gives. If you once again just do a fixed color, you have fade between two colors, breathe, color chase, cycle through colors, and switch between two colors. You have a rain effect with those two colors. Color gradient. Rainbow. Rainbow breathing. Rainbow chase. Then we can also set them by CPU temperature. Right now, not really sure exactly how that part works based on the colors. I think it lights up more LEDs based on how hot the CPU is, or how much is being utilized right now. And same thing with the GPU. A lot of static on these. Then you can also set up a custom pattern, but looks like that's kind of limited to 7, 8, 9, what, 10? Yeah, 10 LEDs. I kind of like the color cycle. Oh. So that's how I made this custom infinity mirror front panel for my case. Hopefully it will fit everything okay. Let's give that a shot. So here's the what I say, define see. This is going to be kind of ghetto lighting. So far in this case, I had some custom sleeving for the PCI and the 24-pin connector. I had this custom made this CPU backplate that I actually have hooked up to another LED stripping controller, so certain parts light up. I have something I might be putting on the panel window. I'm not sure if I like the way it turned out or not, so I may or may not. But basically, I did some acrylic etching on a couple of different sheets of acrylic, and each one of those has a different color for each panel, so that way each one lights up a different color. Turned out okay, but I kind of hide some of the other stuff on the inside that I have here. Let's see if this will attach to the front now. Let me unplug the soldering iron and the glue stick for the hot glue gun, since I don't need that stuff anymore. It's pretty close, but I think if I melt down some of this glue a bit more, it should work. Otherwise, I can just take off the bottom edge of this. Let's see how easy that will be. I do believe this is just held on by a couple of screws. It actually came off pretty easily. Might have to just trim off a little bit of this bottom piece, but that shouldn't be too hard. Actually, may only have to do a little bit up just off the front, not even off the side. Yeah, it's close, but this will need a little bit to I need a little bit of a trim. wish I had just this might just barely fit. There we go. Good example of the effect. Just gotta change this camera angle a bit. And I should have a power cable right over here I can use. Here's one. Oop. Hopefully that didn't break too much loose. Awkward. And it's so close to fitting without any modification too. That kind of gives you an idea of the final effect that it has. Oh, I also forgot to mention you have a couple of NZXT aero fans. Bring this in a little bit closer. Have them kind of cycling between like a blue and a purple. But well, once it fully boots up, or possibly once I connect the monitor to it. But you can see the Infinity GPU backplate cycles through different colors. There we go. So I have to say I'm really happy with the way this thing turned out. The infinity effect is going much further down than I thought it would, especially when I started this and I was just going to use some acrylic and some window tint. I have to say going and getting the acrylic one-way mirror and mirror from I believe it was Tap Plastics in California. Definitely the way to go. It took me about a week for it to get here. I'm in Michigan from California. They say it usually takes about 2 days to have any custom piece cut. And I ordered it on I think a Friday night, so I had to wait till like Monday or Tuesday before they shipped out. I think they shipped it out Monday night. Got it pretty quickly. Okay, I also have UV lights on the inside as well, going along the sides. Figured that UV would kind of add to the space theme I've got going on. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna take off that front panel connector, trim it down just a little bit so everything fits in nicely, and then probably get this up and running. So this is the computer I use to stream on. I've got my Elgato card in there as well. It's a 4790K with a 970 in it. Gigabyte board. Got a Samsung 500 gig SSD. Got the NZXT Hue Plus. That's controlling the fans. That are adjustable RGB on the fans. And then I've just got two Arduino, or I think I'm using TNT 2.0 boards for the addressable LEDs in both the graphic card backplate and the infinity mirror. So I still have to cut a hole in the case for the infinity mirror cable to go through. And then I just have to solder up the other end that will solder up the teensy board as well. So we might just do that right now, get that done and over with. And I'll be able to get this whole thing up and running. Shut it down. Alright, so just got to attach this. Yeah, that should be plenty enough room. Okay, just making sure the length of this cable would be enough. This is my way of just temporary testing how things fit, or how, not how things fit, but how things run and control. So once again, I've got red for power, 5-volt power, and white is my ground on these. I've got a resistor attached to pin 5, and that's going to go to the green cable. Sounds like these. I wish I had one of those third-hand soldering stations. Alright. So that should be it for the resistor. Now I've got the white for my ground. Goes into this center location. And then red is going to be for power. I'm going to go through the 5-volt, which is labeled VCC on this. And where did I toss that heat shrink earlier? There we go. I'll slide this over here. Just solder these last 2 points together. The data cable to the solder, or the data cable to this resistor. Let's see if I can get this lighter to work one last time. All right. Then we have to call that good. So, got the controller here for the LEDs on the front panel, and I could just wire this up to just a 5-volt power source, but by hooking it up to by USB in the case, I can alter the pattern of the LEDs as I want, which I think is going to be really cool in the end. So now let's see about getting this case fitted on a little bit better. I wonder if I just remove a little bit of this glue on the side, if it will. Not exactly the most effective way of doing it, but I'm wondering if I can just get rid of a little bit, if it will let that case slide, or let the front panel slide onto the case a little bit better. Without having to take off anything on the take off any plastic from the front panel connectors. Good. Either way, I think I am set for now. Once again, super happy with the way this turned out. I didn't think it would turn out this well. I'm gonna just check one more time, make sure everything's wired together properly. Wish I had slightly longer mini USB cable. I have a lot longer micro. There we go. That's how you can modify a front panel case to make an infinity mirror. Alright, I think I'm going to call it for now. Probably be on in a little bit once I get this all back together to continue playing some Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man on the PS4. So, thank you for tuning in.